it.
Yeah, great shirt, by the way, dude.
There you go, buddy.
I know. I should have brought my fucking Justin Fields one.
I was gonna wear my Bears one, but it's fucking in the hamper. So, but
right,
this is perfect though. This is actually better.
And it's actually a better shirt and a great intro. That's a great intro. We bring him into the program right now. Welcome into the Hashmark Show. Let's bring him in. Pete Sheffield, Green Screen King, Sheffield Shuffler, and he's doing a lot with Playmaker. I'm just gonna shut up for a second. Pete, welcome back on the show, bro.
Dude, thanks for having me, guys. I miss seeing you guys. You guys, we got to hang out when we were in Chicago. Dave, I've known you for a while. Got to know your buddy CI and Ricky Parlay, and still keep in touch a little bit. But I'm glad we get to do this again. Kind of catch up where everyone's been over the last couple months.
Well, we go right to. I mean, I kind of ended it. It was weird, right? I was like, yeah, we're gonna. What were we doing? Did we know what we were doing, Pete? What happened? What was going on? That seems like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're trying to do, man. You're just trying to do it, right? You want to create a network. You see, you look at these kind of sports outlets. All right, well, what are their footsteps look like? How did they get to where they were? Well, it's a couple guys and they make content and they have a show and they try to distribute it and they try to make a channel. So you just try and find successful people and follow in their footsteps. It's not like we have like a business plan or anything, but I always try to just link up with like-minded people and that are trying to accomplish the same kind of things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's how we hooked up. And I see been following you over the last couple of years, and from what I've seen, you were able to leave that normal job, right? Which we all preach. Everybody has their 9 to 5, and you're doing stuff now for Playmaker, right?
Yeah,
you're full time.
What is that about?
That's badass.
Yeah, it was just putting. It was like 2 years. When I started Sheffield Shuffler, I started out as a t-shirt. So yeah, you got the shirts on. It was like supposed to be merch. And then, I wanted to put a personality behind the brand. So I started making videos and I was like, I love making videos. I've been doing that forever. And then started learning some editing techniques and, upping your game a little bit, making a higher quality. And eventually, making up videos, have a couple viral things, FanDuel, retweet some shit. And I had, Playmaker reach out to me asking if, hey, do you want to come work with us? And I was like, hell yeah. And now that is my full-time job. So it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, like a dream come true, man.
That is awesome. That is awesome, Pete. And that one TikTok that went viral with the how many beers, dude, that I was fucking dying. That shit was so funny. And it just popped. I mean, over 500,000 views and X amount of, 20,000 comments. I mean, it was, and then there were some, you jump into comments and some people are just hating. You're going to get haters all the time.
Oh,
Ricky Knotts knows about that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It was funny as shit. Face value is funny as shit.
And that's not even my best one, honestly. I mean, I know I play the volume game, so I'm putting out a lot of stuff as much as I can. And some of them are corny, some of them aren't funny, but that's what happens when you're doing the volume game. You put as much out there and try to get something that sticks. But anytime anyone that talks shit, Ricky, it's always thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. Dumb motherfucker. If you thought you were trying to hurt me, you're helping me, you idiot.
Yeah. See, I tried that. But like me, I'm like, it's really hard for me to deal with
right.
Yeah,
you get
that's
in.
why I'm not on TikTok no more. I'm just strictly Hashmark, you know what I mean?
Well, Ricky Knotts will put out 15 straight winners, one loss, and he did, just all this hate. It's just so hard not to fight back and battle back. But I mean, I get where Ricky Knotts went, why he turned it down. But I mean, I'm
just such a man of respect. It's just hard for me to deal with disrespect. So.
Yeah,
but
it's really tough. Go ahead,
Ricky Knotts. You have to appreciate somebody's opinion in order for it to hurt you. You know what I mean? Those people don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you. So their opinion means nothing to me. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I go through.
Oh, no, yeah. No.
You know what I mean? That's why you just got to kind of think about that.
I completely understand. But to me, like, I'm completely happy just being here under a rock, making my bets. And like, I have no reason to, like, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy just doing what I'm doing, and I don't need to be on social media and all that. And it's not fun.
Mhm.
You know, when you were making those videos, I remember the one that went viral. I think it was about 2 weeks before we were kind of like bullshit, and I'm like, oh my god, we had like one hit on the outskirts, and I'm like, holy shit, we got like 3,500 followers. You're like, oh, dope. You picked it up, and then you had that one where it was like, 37 or 36 years old, and you turned around, you're 30. I mean, it was like 11 cents, the perfect time. It was everything that like a creator like wanted, and boom, took it, fucking just took off, dude, right to like 35K. We were watching this TikTok account, and I'm like, here we go. But what it is doing is it's just showing you the potential and the power. Where back in the day, it was you had to have the show and all the following first. Where now it's the opposite. It's the greatest time for creators, right?
Yeah, Dave, and we had to go to school, and you had to get a degree in broadcasting, and you had to do an internship where you didn't get paid. You had to go get coffees. It's not like that anymore, man. You build your own platform, and if it takes off, you are gravy, man.
Right. And with that merch, Sheffield didn't. I mean, there's some players that rock it, right? In the MLB.
Yeah, I got Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm got to wear it, and he was on the field, and they were on TV, man. That was such a cool day. I was scrolling through social media, and Bally Sports posted it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, they got it, dude. They got the shot. And yeah, that was huge. That was so cool. I mean, that's like the only pro athlete right now, but still, I mean, that was just such a cool moment, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know where he got it from? Like, how do you?
Yeah, I sent it to him because I posted it. I posted the picture of the T-shirt, and I tagged him, and then he came in the comments and was like, yo, I need to get some of those. And I was like, absolutely, dude. So I just DM'd him. I was like, what sizes do you want? Where you want me to send him? He's like, just send him to the field. So I sent him to the field, and I never got like, I was telling him, hey, can I get a photo? Like, can you take a picture? And he's gonna big league me. He doesn't give a shit. Right. I had to wait, and it was like weeks and weeks and weeks later, and I finally saw it online, and I was like, damn, that's the shot. It's like seeing, that hash mark sign on like, a Major League Baseball player. And you're like, dude, that's my fucking logo.
Well, so when we started all that, it was exactly that. Like, we had no clue. Like, we were like, okay, we could do a show. And then we kind of thought about it. And then it's like, well, we have all these really cool sayings, just like you were saying. And I was like, well, and then now that we actually have like a couple ideas and merch, it's like, I could only imagine, somebody wearing the stuff that you create, your own brand, and it's just, it's great. It's a great time. That
started from an apartment, right? I mean, that just started from nothing.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see it come back, right? He spent years in the industry. Pete did. Then he went back into sales, right? We fall into that hole where we think this is what we want to do, and we're really good at it, but we know we don't want to do it. And then you got to make a move, or something happens where you gotta do something. So that's great to see. And like I said, I'm glad we're coming back here. And so with Playmaker, real quick, how many? This is just curiosity killed the cat right now. Are they demanding a lot of videos from you? How's the conversation going? Again, and talk about what you want to talk about. Looks like they're allowing you to do Sheffield Shuffler. They don't give a shit. I mean, they're all creative minds. What's the goal there? Because they have like they're over 1 million followers right on their social media platforms.
Yeah, they have, I think, around 14 to 15 million followers across all their social media platforms, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. But Sheffield Shuffler is my brand. So that's a completely separate thing. And my Instagram my Sheffield Shuffler Instagram blew up too recently. That's at like 35K. So I run that myself. That's its own separate entity.
Are you just repurposing the TikTok into Reels or what?
Yeah, dude. So UGC, user generated content. This is all stuff that I started learning too along the way. Is a lot of those get a lot of traction, man. That'll bring millions of views to your page. People see, hey, he posts shit like this, fights and funny, stupid stuff. Like, I'm gonna follow it. And you mix in some of your original content, and they like that too. And then it's the brand. It's I like this whole thing that they got going. So that was something that I learned as well. But yeah, I run Sheffield Shuffler by myself. I do have deliverables for Playmaker. You'll see, all those videos. It's got the watermark, Playmaker betting. So I'm director of the betting division. I run all the betting stuff, head of baseball. They sent me out to the All-Star game and Home Run Derby this summer, which is really cool to get content out there. But
are you solo, or are they staying with a camera guy?
I went out by myself, but they had a videographer out there. So we just pretty much just meet up. yeah, with like videographers that we have like not on staff, but like that we've worked with before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some freelance guys out there charge flat rate. It's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
I again, congratulations. We love it. We're glad to have you on here. So let's get in right into it. Now you're in Philly. You were in Chicago for quite some time. Still a Cub fan, but Phillies fan. Explain to me what's going on there in Philly. Total mayhem.
Yeah.
How's the temperature with the Eagles?
So it's like Jalen Hurts. He just had a quote too when he was asked about, because he's from Texas, and they asked about the Astros and the Phillies. You know, he's like, you know, Texas, I'm born and raised in Texas, but Philly's my home now. And that's how I feel. Like, today's not a game day. So, like, I wear my Greg Maddux shirt, my Cubs hat, like, born and raised in Chicago, you know, for my whole life. But now I have a house here. I'm having a baby here. I'm going to raise my family here. I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. So this is my new home. And you know how easy it is to buy into the Phillies and the Eagles right now? Phillies had an amazing season. They got Castellanos and Schwarber from the Cubs. They got Bryce Harper, the most exciting baseball player in the world. The Eagles are undefeated. So it's a very easy thing to fall into right now. But yeah, dude, I'm buying into the whole Philly thing. This is my home now. So I got a lot of Philly shit.
I mean, how did it feel seeing Schwarber? This will be my last question when you start going around the horn here for now. Schwarber's hitting those bombs in that last game. I mean, against San Diego, right? This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that one is still going, man. That is the farthest ball I've seen hit in my life.
405? What was it? How far?
488.
488. Okay. Yeah, 488. That's right.
He's just home run derbying, crushing balls, and
he did one. He did one with the Cubs that went almost over out of Wrigley, right?
I think it was on the Budweiser sign or something.
Yeah, they encased it actually because it landed up there. They put a case on it for the rest of the season. But yeah, dude, just fun watching the team. It's an easy team to root for. It's so exciting. They're in the World Series now. So yeah, dude, and their gear, guys. You know how boring Bears and Cubs gear is? Like, this is the coolest Cubs piece of hat that I have. Their shit is so boring. The little blue C, the orange C, it's so fucking boring. The Phillies got the baby powder blues and the maroon and the different logos. The Eagles got some cool shit. So it's fun, dude. You grow up rooting for your hometown your whole life, and then you move to the East Coast and you kind of embrace everything that's new.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice, I mean,
and then Ricky Knotts was talking about with Hurts. I mean, he's got a chip on his shoulder, right? Right, Knotts, you've been talking about that for a couple of weeks now.
Oh yeah, I mean, clearly the boy has a chip on his shoulder. I mean, and rightfully so. I mean, he's out here to prove the world wrong.
Before we go into, we can go right into. Let's go to Philly Eagles, and we'll come back to Phillies because I do want to preview that World Series. But let's go Philly Eagles. Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to go around the horn here. We'll start with Mr. Sheffield in Philadelphia. What are your thoughts on this game coming out the gate here? I don't have any live numbers up. Anybody have any live lines here of what
10 in the hook?
10 in the hook. I don't know what it opened at, but what's your gut reaction on this? Because we've seen what Pittsburgh's been doing here. Do you roll with the Eagles here, or are there going to be a lot of tough games for them coming up here?
Yeah, I mean, statistically, they got to drop one here, probably in the next three, right? I mean, it's very hard to go this long to be undefeated. So I'm weary of that coming into these next couple games, especially coming off of a bye. What does that mean? Are they well rested? Are they going to be, sloppy? But every statistical category I'm looking at here: points, passing yards, passing touchdowns, rushing yards, net yards, red zone percentages. Eagles outscore them in pretty much every statistical category. That is such a high number, though. What I like to do, what I'm finding a lot of value is, obviously I'm thinking Eagles win here if I'm taking them, straight up. The spread, I'm not so sure just because it's such a high number, but I think there's so much value every week in a rushing touchdown from Jalen Hurts. Those rushing quarterbacks, he's had, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 this season already. Every week, I think anytime it's over 245, 270, that's a lock for me.
Okay. No, I like that.
I mean, I don't have a lean towards this. I mean, I guess I'd lean Pittsburgh with the points, but I'm looking at that over under. It seems super low. I mean, Philly could put that up by themselves. I want to see my team totals don't pop until the day of Sunday, 9 a.m. But I definitely love the over 43, and I'm gonna look at that team total Philly.
Yeah, I'll go here. I'm with you, Rick, on this one. This is simple for me right now, at least. I'm going over the total on this one as well. It's not moving which means I think this one's going over. I think Steelers get a couple and just enough to get over that total. And again, I like the side here with the percentages on the over. So I'll take the under in this one. Where are you going, Ci?
I'm not afraid to lay the wood here. I think that Philly's D is just going to stifle Pittsburgh's offense. I don't think Pittsburgh's offense really knows what they're doing. I don't think they have an identity. I think Pickett just goes out there and slings it, and he's gonna get in trouble against this Philly team. So I'll lay the wood, and I lean the under actually on this game. I don't think Pittsburgh's gonna score any points really.
Eddie, what do you got? Is Eddie there or is he frozen? He looks frozen. Right, go ahead, Knots.
He does look frozen.
So the first thing I looked at, we were talking about them coming off, and these are two things that kind of contradict each other. But I mean, Philly is the unit they are. Last season came off the bye, and that shit the bed. And as my guy was just saying, very hard to keep going undefeated. But I mean, let's look at their schedule. I mean,
What do they got?
they got Steelers, they got Texans, they got Commanders, they got Colts.
These are all
Maybe
teams.
Packers. They could drop the ball there. I mean, then Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, another tough one. Saints might be a tough. I mean, to me, the way I feel here, and I'm not betting this game, but I feel like, and another system that contradicts the way I feel is that teams that are undefeated in this manner.
Yeah.
Like over 6 games undefeated. They actually perform very well off of a bye, which doesn't make sense to me because the way I see it, what's Philly doing right now? They're on vacation, right? You think them guys are over there working and like taking this game serious? I highly doubt it. Not betting the game just for the simple fact that Philly is just such a better team than Pittsburgh, but my lean would be taking the points.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, 10.5, open at 9.5, and now you're 10.5. You're getting the hook here. I mean, there's a possibility here. You're looking at a noon CBS game. Philadelphia just wants to get the hell out of there. Eddie, welcome back. Eddie, what do you got in this one?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Steelers plus the points. I definitely think that the Eagles win, but it's a lot of points, man. 10.5.
How about a Sheffield Shuffler? How about that next game though against Houston? What?
That's
Thursday?
where I think
Yeah,
that you play them on
Thursday
this.
night we got Philly playing Houston. Then we go World Series, Philly playing Houston. I mean, how perfect is that, right?
That's going to be really good. One thing also we didn't talk about is the defensive lineman that left Chicago to come to the Eagles and the big impact that he's going to make. Also, a question for you guys too, not Robert Quinn, but the strength of schedule. Now, do you guys buy into this? Because I get a lot of flack whenever I talk, Philly's on top. Yo, their schedule fucking sucks. They played nobodies. How much stock do you guys put into that?
A lot.
I mean, it's hard. But also it's hard to win.
I put a lot into it.
It's hard to win, I think, in NFL every week.
It is, but I mean, you have to look at the strength of schedule. I mean, it's they're not a battle-tested team. They're just not.
Sheffield, you talking about MLB or NFL? Sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about the Eagles. Whenever I talk about
okay. All right, sorry.
I mean, the toughest game they've played yet is the Cowboys, and I mean they did prove themselves right there. But I mean, to me, it plays in a lot. I mean, to me though, Philly's a one-way team. I'm betting on them, or I ain't betting the game. I'm not saying Philly. I don't buy in so much to that. Oh, that doesn't mean they're a good team. They are a good team. I mean, the way they dominate the trenches, and yeah, they just picked up a enormous pass rusher for cheap. I mean, a 4th-round pick. That's a humongous move for Philly. I love Philly. I mean, I'm either betting on them or I ain't betting the game. But strength of schedule does matter. They're not a battle test.
And we were all on the that Sunday night with the Eagles -7. We all hammered that one against Dallas.
It does and it doesn't matter. I've always felt this way about Philadelphia. A football team that can win any type of game is a good football team. And it's not about they're going to drop one, and I don't think it's going to last all the way to the Bears. I think the Bears maybe upset them because it's in Chicago. It's just a weird game, but like what are they going to be at that point, right? Who's injured, who's not, and it changes. But I've watched Philly play. I watched Jalen Hurts, his interview and press conference after week 5. What was it? Where he's like, we're 5-0, but we're not happy. That to me, there's something special going on there. And I'm telling you right now, Philly's a good football team. But in this circumstance, I just don't know. 10.5's a lot.
My opinion, I think the one that dropped may possibly be to our boy Heineke, Rick.
Okay,
I think that might be the one.
Yeah, I could see
that. In Philly.
That's crazy.
In Philly.
I don't know about that.
What week number is that?
We'll go on a bet openly on that one.
There'll be a lot of that shit going on then. All right, let's go back
that will be
all right, yeah.
Week 10.
Yeah, it's after Houston.
All right, let's go right into some World Series talk here. We don't cover a lot of baseball on the show. We do have some baseball folks here, though. Ricky Fontaine here, coach of the year, course coach of the year. Actually loves to coach baseball. Guy.
Yeah,
I coach soccer.
I won the championship this past season in the summer, and we killed it. 11-1, and then killed every playoff game, and we won the championship. My first year as a head manager, head coach, whatever you want to call it, we won it. Got a ring, got all my coaches' rings, so it was something to be proud of.
A fucking group of champions. We don't have anybody on but winners. So everybody here's a winner. I love it. God damn, God bless America.
So
I showed Peter. I do have a future. I put in April. I think it was April 6th. 250 to win 5K. So I'm looking forward to that. And going back and forth, kicking around. Do I hedge? I ain't hedging. I'm gonna let it ride. And actually put on some. I put a Harper MVP and Schwarber.
So Pete, what give us the preview of this series? What are your thoughts going into this one? Are you worried? I know folks say Houston is just a hell of a team. I still think they should be banned for at least another 2 years. That's another story. What do you think here? Preview here coming up on Friday. And what the hell is up with these like delayed fucking starts here? Oh no, is it because Houston went 4-1 and they just weren't planning on it, or what? They weren't going to go up against Thursday Night Football.
You're saying late, like the 8:03 starts?
No, just the break, the 4 or 5 day break.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, Ricky, you were pissed off about that too. Yeah, that was a long time.
And I think, I sent that video and we posted it, but more I think about it, they set the schedule preseason, right? They already know when the postseason is going to start. No matter who, if they both would have swept, it was still going to be start of October 28th. The schedule's already locked in with commercials and people buying commercial time and stuff. It's already locked in. So either way,
let's get that World Series preview in, and then I have some other baseball questions for you, Pete. But what's your preview here going into this one?
So I'm a big fan of storylines, right? Obviously, as a Cubs fan, underdogs, they come back from 3-1. So I made a video the other day, and it's like, if I would have told you this story, you wouldn't believe it, right? So you got Bryce Harper, biggest name here in Philly. You got a bunch of free agents that came, got Castellanos, the new big dick Nick in town, right? Nick Castellanos. You signed Schwarber. You got Hoskins coming back. JT Realmuto. Your team's looking fucking good, dude. Then Harper goes down, tore UCL in his arm. He can't play the outfield. In the first season of Major League Baseball that allows a DH in the National League. First time ever. If that doesn't happen, Harper's useless. You can't fucking play because he's a DH in the first season ever, right? Also, in the first season of expanded playoffs, the Phillies get the last spot in the playoffs. If they don't expand the playoffs like they did this season, Philly, we're not here again, right? So he comes back after the UCL. He's going to go ahead and just hit. Then he breaks his thumb from the Padres. The Padres throw at him June 25th, breaks his thumb. He comes back months later to beat the same team that broke his thumb to go to the World Series with a 2-run homer off of them. That is fucking Looney Tunes, dude. All those events.
We love this.
Absolutely. I definitely look for those storylines. I buy into them. And just another point is when the Eagles won their Super Bowl, they're the dog every single game. And then they went up against the Patriots, who had the Deflate Gate and all their nonsense, like Houston with their nonsense. and cheating last season, 2 seasons ago, and I'm buying into him. I want to say balls deep, Phillies.
Hey, so boys, crazy story to tell you guys. I'm actually flying out to Vegas tomorrow morning because I got to help a guy he locked in this future in September. He has 100-1 future on the Phillies, and he doesn't have the money to hedge it, and he feels like the Astros are gonna sweep them. And I mean, we locked in a good deal. We locked in a really good deal. But my decision is do I take a little bit of liability here? I mean, I don't know baseball, but I do feel like Philly's kind of live here. So, it's at my point, obviously I got to pay him out what our agreement was, but I'm trying to make my mind up. Do I maybe take a little exposure here on the Philly side?
I mean, everything that I've been seeing, I love the fight and the grit in the squad. I mean, listen, there were people who I know who don't watch baseball at all who were like, yeah, I just put like a future in on the Phillies. I saw some tweet, and I'm like, and then Rick had pulled up that thing about him. And the more I looked at the Phillies, I was like, what the fuck? And then they're like, and then I was like, I told Rick, I like the Phillies the next 2 games, and they won the next 2 games. We've been watching the totals on these games. Pete, how do you look at these totals when it comes to baseball? I mean, there was a game in the Phillies Padres. What was it, Rick? Game 6. It was 8, and we were like, yeah, no brainer. We're taking the over. Ireland's like, yeah, I don't watch the series, but I don't like it. So he didn't know, and we slammed the over, and it was at 8 runs in before the game started. So like these pitchers were terrible in that game. I think the Phillies. Well, they won that game, and then the next game was the Bryce Harper.
I think it was
Ranger Suarez.
Yeah,
it was the Saturday. It was a game 3.
I don't
or game
remember.
4. It was game 4. I think maybe.
Yeah, it was probably the bullpen game after Wheeler, after Nola. They throw together a bullpen game with Ranger Suarez throwing 3 innings. Then they bring in Syndergaard to patch together a couple innings. They got David Robertson. They patched together. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it was like it's weird. It's like 8 runs. It's like, dude, and then we looked at the live line. It was like 14.5. I'm like, Rick, take the over.
Yeah, I know. You told me to. You told me to. I did not.
And next thing you know, it's like, oh my, he comes running out. He's like, it's fucking 8-9.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like, not, there's 1 out in the first. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So those are really fun games. Do you play a lot of totals? How do you look at that? Is it truly pitching? I mean, ERA. I mean, to me, I always feel like it's 2, right? I always feel like there's that one game that's 2-0. There's always where you have those 2 top pitchers that don't hit. So how do you play totals if you do look at any of those in the MLB?
Yeah, I don't mess so much with totals. I think that there's just more value in the first 5. I have more control over those pitchers that I know, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, DeGrom, whoever, in the postseason. I know I'm going to get 5-6 innings out of them. So I think the variables are a lot less when I go that first 5 innings, whether I take a team total on an over or under, if I like a certain kind of matchup. So I like that. I liked total bases, kind of depending on matchups between the history and sample size between hitters and the pitchers that they're facing, especially if they're in the same division. They've seen them multiple times. There's, I think, a good value there. So that's usually what I stick with. And then obviously a money line. But the totals, I don't mess with so much.
Rick loves the first 5, big first 5.
Yeah, I definitely love definitely first 5. And I look at those first 5 team totals, right? You just pinpoint and lock it in. If Nola, Nola's going to go 5. I just really, and that's all season long. I love those first 5 team totals.
Are Nerfies as much of an adrenaline rush as they seem? I've never placed a Nerfie bet.
Yeah, I mean, not like I'm not a fucking pro at all. Like I don't know anything.
Right? No,
but
I never done them. It freaked me the fuck out. It's too quick.
It's a coin flip, dude. Historically, it's like 49 to 51%. Technically, they say there's more runs scored. It's like 51% of the time there is a run scored, because if you think about it, how do you configure a lineup? You put your best hitters at the top of the lineup. So when everyone's like, "Oh, no runs first inning," it's like, you fucking idiot. You put the best hitters at the top of the lineup. How many times Kyle Schwarber just blows a Nerfie because he hits a fucking 488 bomb to right field?
Yeah, somebody like hangs a curveball, or he just eyes the fastball and it's gone. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the prediction of the series. Philly, what do you got? Who do you got in this series? putting you on the spot here. I know. Do you want me to start?
Phillies what? I mean, I'm gonna take Phillies game 6 after the Eagles beat Houston on that Thursday night. They're gonna smoke them, and then the next game 6 is the following day. Phillies win game 6 for the World Series.
Wow. Ireland, what do you got here?
I haven't really watched, to be honest with you. So I will take a stab in the dark here, and I will go Astros in 7.
TV will like that. Ricky Knotts, what do you like here?
I have a huge decision to make. I think we'll talk about it more in depth off the show, but I mean, leaning towards where I want to go. I'm not a baseball guy, obviously, but I do think the Phillies are live, and I mean, I think if I make the decision I think I'm going to make, I'm definitely going to be one Philly to win. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, in baseball, it's a no-brainer for me. I've seen too many Cardinal stories where they've won the wild card game and gone all the way. It's kind of like hockey, right? When you get a hot goalie.
What about Mattress Mac?
I'm riding the man. Fuck that guy. Fuck that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, is this line really what it's supposed to be? Is the line really what it's supposed to be?
I mean, the Astros have been in what, the last 4 years, 5 years World Series, and he's been doing the same thing. He's been doing the same thing.
But, I mean, not to this level. I mean, fuck.
No, yeah,
75 mil.
Yeah, it's the biggest bet.
This has to be affecting the spread on this. I mean, not the spread. Just the odds on this game have to be affected by Mattress Mac. I mean,
what's going on?
So he has a possible payout of $75 million if the Astros win here.
And then like whoever bought a mattress gets $3,000 or something, some stupid shit.
Well, so if he wins, he has to pay him back double whatever they spent, as long as it was over $3,000. And if he loses, he doesn't have to pay nothing out. So I mean, I think he wins either way here. But absolute genius marketing move by Mattress Mac. But I'm just wondering in my head, is the series minus 190 because Mattress Mac, or I don't know.
I think the Astros are a good team, and I that's what I've seen. I see on paper, but I'm with Sheffield.
That's a huge liability.
I've seen who knows what he's got involved. I mean, he's got so much fucking money. He does this every year.
When the Astros played
if it's even real.
When the Astros,
what does he own?
When the Astros played the Nationals, the Astros weren't supposed to win. And the Nationals were dogs, and they came out on top. When Mattress Mac at the time had the biggest bet placed, we've heard this shit before.
Yeah, he whatever. Mattress Mac, Ricky, don't come with that 1998 news over here, all right, Natch?
No, I mean, I'm just wondering, is this affecting what
I don't know.
Line is?
Let's have Sheffield.
Is that the true line, or is this just the books trying to?
Team. No, Houston's a good team, right?
Yeah, Houston rightfully should be the favorite, absolutely. And you could talk
minus
about
190 though. You think?
I mean, they've
that's just Marley the books trying to cover their ass, or is this really the true
100
number?
Wins. They got the most dominant pitching. You can also look. I mean, I'm biased towards Philly, but you can look at storylines for Astros as well. Dusty Baker, been in the league forever, never won a World Series. It could be his first time to win a World Series. Trey Mancini, the first baseman that got traded from the Orioles, had cancer, almost died, gets traded from the Orioles. He's now the first baseman for the Astros. So, I mean, you can look at both sides, and the Astros have some of the best pitching in baseball. So I think that line is just about right.
Pitching and defense wins it, but there's still that baseball magic. We saw it with the Cubs, the rain delay, Jason Hayward conversation. They win it. God only knows what's going to happen. I think Game 7 would be magic.
Even the Braves last year, Dave. Braves, they won 88 games. They didn't even win 90 games last year. They didn't even have Ronald Acuna Jr. They won a World Series without their best player, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
And I remember that first series that the Padres played. All I kept hearing is, "Oh, Mets got him on pitching. Mets got him on pitching," and yada yada yada. Look what happened on me. Okay? I'm not a baseball guy, but I'll tell you, man. Like,
so what are they?
Sheffield. What's your prediction, though? What game do they win?
What do you got here?
I wanted to go a full 7. I think it does. It goes at least past 5. I think it's going to be a close series. It's either 6 or 7. But obviously, you know, I'm pulling for Philly here. I do believe in that kind of extra, you know, you call it magic, destiny. Ricky, we were talking about, you know, breadcrumbs, you know, that kind. I like believing in that kind of stuff. So whether I'm right or wrong, I'm riding with Philly.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, perfect world is we split in Houston, right? Even in perfect world, we win game 1 against Verlander. That would be ideal, but we got to split. We got to split in Houston these first 2 games.
You know, I think Philadelphia is in a good spot. I think we're going to find out in the MLB here. You know, there could be a Dusty Baker curse. I don't know yet. We're going to find out. But if he doesn't win this World Series, does he have a ring? I can't remember.
No,
as a player, right? No.
Okay. I mean, it's a big deal for Dusty. I mean, you ever?
He still got his toothpick out there.
Oh,
and his gloves and his wristbands and his mask and all that shit.
I like Dusty. I'm a Dusty guy.
Yeah.
I like Dusty Baker. All right. So what else did I have on this list here of
Bears?
Shit? Okay, we got the Bears. Yeah, we'll see what that Bears. All right, Bears, Dallas. This is an interesting game here, right? So everybody saw the Bears do what they did against the Patriots. We'll start with you, Pete. You know, you like the Bears. A little bit. So what's your take on the Bears? And then what do you got here with them going into Dallas, game opening at 10.5, now down to 9.5? What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, that's another one of those games. That's a high spread. I'm not really looking to touch that unless I include it in some kind of teaser. But Robert Quinn is leaving, heading over to the Eagles. This is going to be the second week Dak is back and he kind of finds a little bit of a groove. I'm looking at some projections from Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. Looks like they're just going to run all over the Bears, really with nothing to stop them. So I think just Dallas cruises. I don't know by how much, but Dallas is just winning this game. Bears, there's 2 different teams going opposite directions.
Dang.
Absolutely. I mean, we've never seen that. We've never seen that Bears that kind of play in decades. I don't think. I got Dallas. I'm laying the wood with Dallas. I think Zeke. I got Zeke in my fantasy. I think he's out. So it'll be a big Tony day. Dak is back, and they steamroll the Bears.
Eddie,
rolling with the Bears, man. +9.
Yeah, let's go, Eddie. Let's go.
Let's go.
Nats, what do you got here?
I am absolutely laying the wood with the Cowboys. 20 piece. We all know what that means. Hey, look. First off, also I bought some Cowboys futures. I like the ball they're playing. I mean, they're playing Super Bowl championship caliber ball. Their ground game is elite. Their defense is elite. I mean, the rest, it's not all the way there. The Bears coming off that big high, man. And look, I mean, to me, the Quinn trade was just weird. Like, for a 4th round draft pick, like, I don't know. I'm back on this Bears is tanking type shit. CI.
Well,
that's my opinion.
I'm with you now, Bill.
I think the Cowboys win this one by margin, easily. Lay that wood. Cowboys minus the 9.5.
I'm laying the wood too here. It's like, it's just getting rid of big win like that
makes no sense.
Belichick and then getting rid of Quinn like that, and then Roquan's all. It's like, this is so fucking Bears. Like, you got momentum, and then you just fuck it up. So I mean, we're everybody thinks, Bears, they beat New England, they beat Bill Belichick, they're going to go in and they're going to play a big game. It's going to be Bears +9, no problem. No, I think Dallas handles this. Last week I thought that New England would run all over fucking Chicago. This week I'm with Pete. They get their asses handed to them.
I'm a little worried and concerned. Anytime I'm sided with Chris, I don't know what the fuck is going on. If it's the public play, if it's no, I'm kidding. Chris is learning. He's on the right side here. Got to go with Dallas. Better run game. I mean, just that defense is just ridiculous. They're going to pick Justin Fields off. Although that tweet that you sent me, Chris, about the Bears offense kind of maturing and having Justin Fields being able to run any play as a running back, just like they do with Jalen Hurts on some of these plays in the goal line, which is unstoppable, by the way, because if you get any sort of hole, they're going right in. It's not happening this week. Mike McCarthy, his defense, they're starting to do things here. I'll let the Bears prove me wrong. I'm taking right now Dallas at -9.5 because we're getting the better line than 10.5. I love the 9.5. I'm gonna lay it. Don't have any advice on the total yet, but listen, I can't.
Oh, my bad, Deej.
No, go ahead. No, you're good. No, go ahead.
Just a side note is I think the steam we saw come down is because power ranking wise, this line was way off. I mean, Sal has this line at boys -8.5. So I think that could have just been steam, like just people that play value. You know, there's a lot of groups that just play the value, and that could have been that steam. But
I mean, going back to what Ireland said there, you know, a lot of people aren't playing into this factor, you know, with Belichick, right? Last week, the whole thing with Zappy and Mac Jones, he's fucking with the Jets. He didn't give a shit about the Bears. I mean, Bears play great.
That's an interesting angle.
How many times are you going to see, okay, all these tip balls and these picks and all this other, but that game doesn't exist. Dallas Rolls. Go ahead. What were you going to say? Somebody's going to talk there. Who was that?
No, that was me. But like, how many? Do you really think he's just like going to give up a game? I don't know. I don't
think
know.
he was going to give up a game. Belichick was like, "We can beat the Bears. It's just if we don't, it doesn't mean as much as a divisional win." And
you see the
he
bullshit?
got caught with his pants down, bro. That's what happened.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, he said it himself.
Bears,
He's like, "We got beat by all three phases. We got beat. He even said it." So,
but you have to respect Belichick for recognizing that his quarterback was flat. He knew that instantly, and he pulled him right away. I mean, that's a Belichick move. No other coach in this league will do that. But Belichick.
Replay that game tomorrow night. I'm taking slamming New England -6. All right, listen, Sheffield Shuffler, Pete, dude, thanks for coming on here, man. Again, Playmaker, Sheffield Shuffler brand, we love it. I've got the Justin Fields shirt. I will tell you, of all the shirts I wear in public, the shirt that people love the most is the Ditka kind of SNL re-skit one. That one, when I wear that shirt out, and by the way, it just looks so good on me right now. Whatever size, I think I was doing the XL, but now it fits perfect. I've lost weight, Pete. I love the XL. I'm ordering more.
Throw that one in there, huh?
You're throwing an order. There's gonna be an order coming tonight, a big order, but. Because you're our first guest this year, where is this shit? Not only are you getting this, I have something else. Where is it? Do I have it? I don't fucking have it. You're getting one of these. You're getting a hat Chris is wearing. Oh, and the jar of hash mark pickles. You like sweet pickles or no? I can't remember. Were you a dill guy or a sweet guy? I can't remember.
I don't think we've ever had that conversation, Dave.
Really? I think we did it like the link.
Y'all ain't there yet, Dave.
Were you a dill pickle?
People don't know this. Me and Pete went to college together. Does anybody know this?
I did not know.
Yeah, I knew that.
So me and Pete go way back. Okay.
These pickles are phenomenal. The whole family loves them.
They're sweet pickles. We're gonna send them out. Okay, we'll send them out courtesy of Hashmark Show. Thanks for joining us. And again, we're gonna stay in touch as this series goes on here. As Philly does their thing throughout the year, we'll have you on again. So thanks for coming on, and really appreciate it.
Appreciate having me, guys. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep in touch, everybody. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, Pete. Later, man.
Nice to meet you, Pete. Nice to meet you, brother.
All right, boys. Nice to meet you.